Noob, back at it again. And you may be asking, why on God's green earth am I shirtless? Well, to free the nipples, look at that. And also because I have just watched Bert Kreischer's latest Netflix special, and I should do the review in solidarity, like he does shirtless, because for some reason he's always shirtless, even though there's a lot going on in his frontal region, mainly the giant tumor in his stomach, because he drinks way too much alcohol and probably beats his hillbilly wife. But in any case, Bert Kreischer's Lucky. I watched it. Before I get into that real quick, I want to thank all of our subscribers, all of our members, all of our fans. We appreciate you guys the best. Keep it coming. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want us to review next, and we'll try to do it for you. Anyway, so back to Bert Kreischer, one of the comedians. He's actually part of the Joe Rogan Six. I don't think that other guy that we made fun of and got destroyed for nipple shot, that Tony Hinkleberries or Tony Hinchcliffe, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know if he was actually part of the Rogan Six, but Bert Kreischer is definitely part of the Rogan Six, and the Rogan Six mainly suck. I only know of three of them. That Big Poppy gringo dipshit. The other, his gay boy toy best friend, Tom Segura. He's probably the worst one. And then you got Bert Kreischer. So they gave him another Netflix special. Thankfully, it was only like an hour. Not that funny. I would say, I guess to his credit, there was like a handful of good jokes. Well, good's a relative term. There was like a handful of decent jokes. Kind of weird. A lot of it's going over how stupid he is. He just does like a whole bunch of bits on, not knowing who Julius Caesar was, or not knowing a bunch of history facts, or repeating how his wife's a hillbilly. He's kind of a hillbilly. Does a bunch of like he's real stupid jokes. Like, we get it. Does a bunch of shit, and like does a bunch of like shit jokes and gay jokes. Pretty basic, not super inventive or creative. Kind of orc level humor, But again, he's getting paid millions of dollars on Netflix. Like, if Netflix, if that's your bar, just give me a Netflix deal. I can do the same thing. I can be mildly not that funny, more attractive than Bert Kreischer, and yeah, I may even say a couple more racially sensitive charged things that might get some humor. Oh, he did do a good racist joke, with texting bigger and B and N are close to each other, so it gets a little dicey, especially if you're drinking. That was decent. Not knowing who Anne Frank was, not that funny. Not that funny. Mixing up Anne Frank and Helen Keller, I feel like that's been done before. Not super original. There was a decent one. I don't know if it's real or not. He said it was real, but a joke with Snoop Dogg, and how Snoop Dogg apparently asked him to shower with him, and he's so stupid that, or Snoop Dogg is so fucking high he can't speak English properly. Instead of shower, Snoop Dogg just asked him to come take a shot with him and not do gay shit in the shower, which is what Bert Kreischer was fully willing to do. So it's very clear that Bert Kreischer will do anything to be famous, including taking a dick in the shower from Snoop Dogg. And then one of the bigger ones, also he did a feminist joke for his daughters, because I guess his daughters don't like his stupid humor. So he's like, I'll do a feminist joke for you. Really wasn't that funny. And that the biggest, I guess, story, which was like the weird part, kind of funny in some parts of it, he did a story about his dog to kind of end the show. It was like a long joke. It was a long story, long joke or whatever. And about he's killing his dog. And, the dog getting put down, end of life and all that. And then the whole series of events that has, transpired around that. Going to the vet, the kids and the wife spend time with the dog, and this lady coming to murder his dog. So he hired a lady to come murder his dog at his home. And they brought the boyfriend for whatever reason. But, he was going back and forth between like a serious story and some jokes, which some of the jokes landed, some of them didn't. But then it kind of got weird, because he's like breaking down, like kind of crying during this. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, first off, I don't know why you're telling a story about your dead dog. Like, dogs are better than people. I'd be breaking down if my dog was dying too. I get it. But like, why are you telling this story about you murdering your dog? And then you're like making jokes, but also fucking half bawling your eyes out. It was just weird. And the man's just sweating buckets because he's an obese mule. So I don't know. Like, it wasn't that good, but at least he had a couple of funny things in his hour specials. He's not absolutely garbage like his Tom Segura and that Gringo Poppy dipshit. Those people I think are not funny whatsoever. So at least he had one or two things that were, made me chuckle. I still think it was a shitty overall Netflix special. I think Joe Rogan's Netflix special sucked. I think anyone related to Joe Rogan and comedy basically sucks. We apologize to any Tony Hinchcliffe fans. He is better than Bert Kreischer on the Rogan 6, and he deserves a Netflix deal more than these people do. So at least we will admit our wrongdoing there. And hell, Jesus Christ, I probably deserve a Netflix special more than Bert Kreischer or Gringo Poppy. So, we'll submit this to Netflix, see if I get a deal, and I'll be shirtless. I'll even go pantsless. I'll up the ante. I'll go pantsless and shirtless for a Netflix deal. And I'll only do 60 minutes. I'll shave off a little bit of time because my butthole can't take that kind of exposure. So, I don't know. Did anyone else watch this? Does everyone actually like Bert Kreischer? He's not funny. Why does he do everything? He has like 6 fucking Netflix specials. That's unnecessary. For the guy that's not funny, you do not need 6 specials. So, or maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't think he's funny. But I think he sucks. Netflix shouldn't give him deals. Give him to OrcU. We're better. Until then, we're on to the next one.